leva leva akaita mo kihani ko mene une e paia e pai e kamaita pu ke kaula e lono.
All right, this just in from the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency on Maui. This is very concerning. Buildings on Front Street on fire in Lahaina. We are told that there are people in the water.
And county's emergencies are fully activated, but the situation is nowhere near under control.
Minutes ago, as I mentioned, Mayor Richard Bisson has issued an emergency proclamation in response to this fire. The American Red Cross has opened Maui High School as an evacuation center, and Wahikuli residents in West Maui, they are also evacuated right now.
Timmy Gilliom. Well, I've never seen a fire like this, but on the morning of the fire, we had evacuated our hale on 525 Front Street. And that was about 4 o'clock, 4:30, and that was when I got out of there. I was like the last guy driving out, and the whole street was on fire. People walking with all their belongings, walking down Front Street, not even knowing where they're going. Old people, young kids, young babies, you know, it was terrible. But yeah, when I got back to the other side, I ended up coming back out early in the morning, and we caught ride from Malaya with one of the boats, and just a small handful of crew. I think 2 guys and 3 girls. We got the canoe out of here, Mokia. We took her to Molokai, and then stayed over there for a week, and then another week, and then we ended up going to Oahu for dry dock, and then we stayed over there for 8 weeks, and we redid the whole canoe. Made it all pretty again. But they look, our flag even burned, and we were way outside offshore, our other flag. And then our other canoe that was in there, Molokai, burnt to the ground. That was pretty terrible. But today is our first day back, and we're happy to be here. All new paint job, new everything. She's like brand new again. A little bit of crew, went to Molokai, picked up these guys, and here we are, happy to be back home.
Aloha mai kako, aloha, my name is Kanoilani Davis. I'm the Kahupono and Executive Director of Hoakamana, Native Hawaiian Organization. So, what made me want to start Mālama Maui? Well, actually, it was being in Lahaina 3 days after the fires and witnessing the families and the people go through the mental tribulations. And I knew at that point, while we were trying to do provisions and trying to organize the hubs, that the families weren't coming out. They weren't coming out to help or be self-sustaining. And at first I was very curious at that, because I knew that most of our volunteers were not from Lahaina and were leaving. And so soon enough, I recognized that it was because of this deep depression, this deep anxiety, this deep loss, this deep grief that they were experiencing really quickly after the fires. And that was enough to go, okay, we are going to be here for the long run. We're going to be here to help and support them so they can feel comfortable with coming out and being in public again, coming out and wanting to do things for themselves again. I came home to Molokai. I organized our group of leaders and our mental health workers, and we decided to involve all the people who wanted to be a part of the Maui Fire volunteers and trying to bring in provisions. And we came together to talk about what our next steps were. Once everybody's emotional highs were going to come down. And so we wanted to konane it. We wanted to be in front of it. And so we started training our people. We started grabbing our resources, and we started to build our skill sets so that we could do what we're doing today. So Mālama Maui came from the witnessing what was actually happening in Lahaina and being there on the ground after the fires.